Hi, everybody. Nancy here. Okay, the last week or so, I have spent time sorting my fonts. Now, before I start this, I'm going to go ahead and tell you that this was no picnic. This was a lot of work. And now that it's done, I'm very happy I did it. But the whole time I was doing it, I was thinking, oh, there's got to be a better way. There's got to be a better way. But the problem is I love fonts and I collect them and I and I get so frustrated with myself because I always just go to the easy quick answer whenever I'm trying to do something like this header right here. I just grabbed the first bold thing I came to. I didn't look at all my different fonts, and I know that I'm not using them all for stuff, and that frustrates me because I love my fonts. Well, um, what I ended up doing, I created this document has 400 and it's got 474 pages. Now that's not all my fonts. I did not do anything with the I did a few of the sans serif and the serif fonts that are just kind of generic, like Helvetica and um, uh, the standard fonts that everybody's software has, and I never ever use them. So I didn't do this to almost any of those. I might have done a couple just to have it here somewhere, but um, I think my ultimate goal is to start unloading things, because if I'm not ever going to use it, it's no point in having it bogging up my system. Because whenever you look at your fonts and you look at the list of them, like I said, I've got 400 that I did something to, and and but it's pages after pages of scrolling, and this is why I just grab the first one I come to. I probably should click on M and start scrolling there. That's probably what I should start doing, is finding a letter and then scroll and find the first one I see. But I get frustrated with even this because if you're doing a dingbat, say, um, what's a dingbat? Let me go to mine. Um, See, there's no way to see the dingbat. You can only see like three or four options, and I want to be able to see what what all the characters that I have in that particular dingbat set. So this is what I ended up doing. If you look, if I scroll through, I went through each font and made a page with that font. Now, some of these were already done, so I changed over time what I was doing with them. But um, at first, I was trying to fit a couple on a page, a couple, so that I wasn't using so many pages. But when I started doing what I ended up doing, using the groups that we now can do, I discovered that it's a whole lot better to make them as big as possible, so that, let me show you, if I go to see all the different pages I've got, and I tried, honestly, anything that was out of the norm, I tried to create a whole page. And see, you can actually see, because I've made them large enough. Now this is just my pages thing, which could be good enough, but I wanted to sort them, so um, I I made them big enough that I could see even here. But if I scroll to the bottom, see, this is where I started, sorted them. Let's say this one right here. This is all my antique looking fonts. And because I made them fit the page, they're easier to read, because if you got two or three, I don't have to, of course, I don't have to zoom in as much. that I can quick spot something that I'm interested in seeing. Um, and but let me show you what I did first. If I go back to, well, let me see what I want to do. Now, again, this is using the latest thing, the latest feature, Create Page Grid. I created different grids for every style that I was interested in. Now, a couple of these styles, I had way too many. Like I did a funky um, category, and that one's huge. You know, if I scroll now, unfortunately, they're not in any kind of alphabetical order. I'll have to go back and sort here. That here's the funky. Um, I'll have to go back and sort even better. But look how many pages of funky fonts I've got. You know, so now I'm going to start sorting them out by bold, or, you know, maybe even just outlines. I don't know. I'll have to think about how I want to sort those. But see how I can quick see what every character is in this font set, like that. Now, today I did something else with it, and I'll show you that in a little bit. But first thing, in order to get all that work done, you know, go ahead and set up what you want. Let me just go to one of them. All right, so I put the title of the set where I could read it. Some of them I couldn't read, but the title at the top, and then the uppercase A through Z, lowercase a through Z, then all the different characters, then a sample sentence. Because sometimes, you know, you don't know what a script font looks like unless it's attached to something. All these letters just separate, you can't really visualize what the actual word is going to look like. And, you know, I might come back later and add Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, because I like seeing that. And that should not be hard to do. Now, if I do a search and replace, I can just find the word sentence and replace the word sentence with sentence space Monday space Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Okay. Let me see if I can show you what I'm talking about here. If I select the word sentence, do copy, then I go to search and do paste, and then replace, and tell it what I want to replace it with. I still want the word sentence, so I need to put that back. I just used it to, sorry, I keep doing the uppercase. Sentence, okay. And let's say I just want to add the word Monday. I'm going to go ahead and do that. And I'm going to do search. Now it's going to find everywhere that there is the word search. Now it takes a second to do it. See all the pages? Probably 99% of the pages do have it. Now I'm going to select replace all. See, there it is on that page. And on Dingbat pages, it's not going to make sense anyway. See, there's the word Monday. So if now I'll search for the word Monday and go ahead and put Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Okay. But that way I can see what the word Monday looks like in that font. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and tell you what I just did. I created that video, and after I did, I thought of a smarter way of doing things. So I'm going to cut that one and start now with this. The fastest way to do this is to go ahead and create the text that you want it on a single page. And you see this has got the title at the top, it's got the uppercase, it's got the lowercase, it's got the numbers and whatever, and but I've already talked about that. Now just go ahead and duplicate that page. This is the font that I wanted it to be. So now if I duplicate it, and I'm using this toolbar right here, and I'm going to click the pages with the plus, the 2 pages with the plus sign. Now that just made a copy, and I'm going to select all the text, select all, and change it to a different font. All right, so that's how I'm going to go ahead and do that. Now see, I need to change the name, Butter Garlic Cute Caps. Butter and Garlic Cute Caps. I don't think I even have that. And garlic. I have to do all the words because I know I've already got a butter and garlic one. And while I'm here, I'm going to go ahead and make the text a little bit bigger. Select all and up the size. I want to take up as much space as I can. Okay. And call that done. And that's how I would do that. Now with the dingbats, I did something a little bit different. Now up at the top, I have created a toolbar, link tabs thing. I just built a table and put the text of the names of the fonts that I was keeping track of, the groups. So I'm going to click on Dingbat and go to that page and show you what I did different. Okay, see, I've got a ton of them. Let me turn off that highlight. Okay. See, I built a couple of tables. The first table, I did the letter set, and I wanted to keep that because this way I can look at it and say, okay, I need the uppercase A, or I need a lowercase f if that's what I want to do. So in order to quickly identify what letters I needed, I had to build this table and put the uppercase. I did exactly what I did with the other thing, okay? But I used the table to do it. And then I did a second one just like it with just the letters, without the tables. And that way I can now just select the text just exactly the same way. Now I've got the table with the red letters. I've got that locked. So I'm not going to select that. I'm just going to select. Whenever you do this, whenever you have selected text, don't use the text tool. Use the tool from the pull down menu, the selection menu. Use this text properties and then find a font. I'm going to just pick one. I know that I've already got one for this, but I'm going to pick it anyway and do apply. And see, I've just put all those little things, and they're perfectly fixed. They're in the right place, but I'm going to change it to be a little bit bigger. Some of them they're kind of small. I judge it after I've done it. So I'm going to change the font size to maybe 40 something and then do apply. No, I have to hit enter. I have to hit return to get that thing to take, then do apply. And that made them just a little bit bigger. Okay, so now I've just identified all those. Now, I was thinking I will try to figure out a way to share this so you don't have to do this work if you want to do this, because it is a tedious little task to do. And I'll put it where you can access it. Surely there's a way to save it somewhere that you can access it. I hadn't figured that out yet, but I will. And I will put that in the description area, a link to this table. And I'll go ahead and do uh, the set with the alphabet in it and the table. Okay, so hopefully you'll be able to figure that out. Now, once I had all the fonts on all the pages like this, I then had to categorize each one. Now, I made up my own categories. You can do whatever you want to do, and I wish I had used the ones that the DaFont has, you know, but I didn't. I kind of made up my own. Now, a lot of them are the same just because of the nature of the beast, but I I made these titles up myself, the hand printing, the hand script, the Dingbats Funky, Serif, Sans Serif, Antique. You can make it anything you want. You know, I just made those up, all right? Then you have to go through each page and identify which category you would put that in. This is where all the work starts because so far it's been easy, but just trying to figure out, well, what category would I put it in, and then take notes. Now, I used the quick notes for this. Take your pen and pull it from the bottom right corner, and see, I wrote down all the page numbers for each one of these categories. Now, it may have been quicker, I doubt it, to use the typewriter. To me, it's always just faster to just go ahead and write it and then convert it, just because it's easier for me to handwrite something. But I then had to, when I decided, okay, now I'm going to categorize it, I had to write all these numbers, or take all these numbers and put that in the, when I run this, create page grid and do range, I had to hand type each one of these numbers into this selected field, page field here, 4 comma. It was tedious, So it probably would have been just as easy to go ahead and type it over here on the quick notes, and then I could have just selected it and copied and pasted it, but that's not what I did. So, like I said, this was the hardest work. Wasn't hard, it was easy, but it was time consuming for sure. I tend to do a lot of things that are very time consuming on the way of figuring out how to do something better. But this is it. This is what I did this time. All right. So that's how I created all those pages for these, See, that doesn't have very many stencils. I didn't have very many stencil fonts. And I need to break up some of them because, like the funky one has way too many. Anyway, that's all. I just wanted you to see I'm taking advantage of our new our whatever this thing's called, create page grid for the fonts. See this one right here, the one that's got the letters. I haven't converted that to a dingbat yet. So this is how I just need to save this right here for you guys. And then you would just select the black letters, lock the table that's got the red letters, and then select the black letters and change the font. Okay? If you want to do this, I don't know. You might not be as obsessed with fonts. Now, I will tell you again, it was a lot of work, but so worth it.